Hey everybody, Grant Clayton. I'm the CEO of 1% Lists, and I'm going to tell you the story of how we got here. So, what made us create this crazy company that's disrupting markets around the country and is the rebels of real estate, so to speak. And and just kind of how it all happened. So for us, it started with me marrying my wife Kelly. I was a basketball coach out of the time. She was a veteran just out of the Navy, and we decided to move. I had bought a house, but I'd never sold one. My neighbor's house was under contract, and I interviewed their agent, and she told me that she charges a 5% listing fee, and my family was really pressuring me to hire this other agent. Now, this other agent was the number one agent in our market, and whenever I interviewed her, she said that she charges 6. And I said, why are you 6% versus 5%? And I didn't get a rational answer. What I was told was, if you pay me less, I'll do less marketing. And, I like to think if I asked anybody else, like if I asked Cadillac, hey, tell me why an Escalade's better than a Chevy Suburban, they're probably going to give me a host of real answers. They're not going to just give me a threat. But that's what I got. And ultimately, I caved to family pressure, and I hired her. And I can remember where I was. I don't know if this has ever happened to you, but the little thing that lives in your brain gives you a little thump and says, hey, call this person or do this, a little tap on the head or a tap on the shoulder. And so I called my agent. I can remember where I was. And I said, hey, what are you doing? And she said, I'm showing houses. And I said, where? And she said, in your neighborhood. And I said, why aren't you showing mine? And she said, well, they really want a 3-car garage. And I was like, well, I have other features. And she's like, no, they're pretty adamant. They got to have this. And I can remember it was a very reasonably priced house. And I had a full-blown media room. I'm talking 120-inch screen, projector, surround sound, the whole nine. And I told her, I was like, no other house is going to have this. Would you please just show it to them? Please, please. I'm begging her, please show it. And finally she agreed. And then they wrote an offer. And then we negotiated it over the phone. And then somebody who I never met before had me signing the purchase agreement. And eventually we made it to a closing, and I kind of felt like I'd been robbed. And so that led me and my wife, after we moved, to say, you know what, we can do this and we can do better, and if we join the same company, we get the same training, but we really care about our people and we make sure they had a better experience than we had, we're going to do great. But, pretty quickly we realized there's a lot of top producers out there that aren't necessarily the best people for their clients. They're not even really the best agents. And then we saw a lot of people who aren't top producers, but we thought they were great people, and we thought they really cared, and they cared about their clients, and they cared about us, even though there was no reason for them to, as we're new agents at their office. And just the whole thing just got weird. And our first year, we really only did a couple of deals, and it was very disheartening. And we started to be trained to think and say and do a lot of the things that we didn't like, which is what led us to get into the industry. And so eventually we got hooked up with this home builder, and this home builder loved us and they thought we were great, but they didn't want to pay a 6% commission. But our broker was, more of the traditional type, and that's what they expected. They wanted a higher commission. We're not discount brokers, is what we were told. And so pretty quickly we left, and we left to a company that gave us complete control over what we do. But they also, basically they didn't take a huge commission out of us. They let us keep the majority of the money. And so we did something crazy. Rather than continuing to charge the high fee that all the other agents, in our market were getting, we decided to start charging less. After all, we are now paying in less. Our bottom line got better, so why not pass that along to the public? And so it started with just chasing other builders and offering other builders a little bit better deal. But pretty quickly it evolved to, our friends that we had made up there and other clients that met us that are just like, we offered them a better deal too. And an amazing thing happened. Over the next 3 years, we went from basically flunking out of the industry to huge producers. And then an amazing thing happened. Even though we were doing this quietly, we weren't advertising any, discounts. We weren't doing anything like this. We were just keeping it quiet, but organically news started to spread and people started to tell us, you know what, you're bad for the industry. You're just bad for the industry. And we never understood that. We said to ourselves, like, look, this is great for us. We're happier because we're doing more deals. We're more financially stable for our family. We're more profitable. We love this because we get to spend more time doing what we like, which is deals. And we're not, doing the open houses and trick or treat bags and everything else that we started out doing, which failed. And so over time, we're just like, how can this be so good for the realtor, which was us, and so good for the client? Because we were very experienced agents at this point, and we're offering a very high quality level of service to our clients. How can it be good for the realtor and for the client, but bad for the industry? Like, how is that even possible? But somehow it was. And so eventually what happened was we decided, you know what? If we're going to be ridiculed for being quiet, then we might as well be loud. And so that is when we got the idea for 1% lists, and we created it in 2015, and we launched it right around the turn of 2016, and it just exploded. And initially, a lot of people thought we were crazy, but it really worked, and the public loved it. The public loved it. Now, the realtors, they were a little bit more suspicious, obviously, but the public absolutely loved it. And from 2018 to 2020, we were the third fastest growing privately held brokerage in the nation, right behind two other companies, one of which is designed to give a huge discount on the commission to the realtor, and the other one which is designed to give a huge discount on the commission to the public. And so if you look at it, imagine the typical agent, they bounce from brokerage to brokerage to get a better deal. Who's going to give me a better split? Who's going to give me a better cap? And yet when the public reaches out to us and says, hang on, you're really high quality and you're going to charge me a larger fee. Well, the realtors point their fingers and say, oh, you get what you pay for. You pay cheap, you get cheap. And there's so many things in the industry that we just don't understand. But in 2020, after seeing such explosive growth, we started franchising, and as of the filming of this video, we're now in about 20 states and somewhere around 40 markets. And it's growing like wildfire because people are starting to understand that technology has made our job easier. And because it has made it easier, they want more listings. The franchise owner that signs up, the agent that joins under that franchise owner, they want more listings. They understand more listings, even at a lower fee, is better than buying buyer leads or not getting listings. That's even worse. And so as we continue to spread nationwide, people are starting to understand this is better for the client because they're saving money and getting a high quality service. But most importantly, this is so much better for the realtor who is going to be busier doing deals, becoming more knowledgeable, becoming more experienced, becoming more savvy, and most importantly, becoming more profitable while focusing on the side of the business that they love. The agents don't love the telemarketing side. They don't love lead generation. They love doing deals. And that's why we are here. We're here for the public. We're all in on the public. We're 1% less. And we appreciate you for considering us.